Hey guys, this is your girl Gigi, and I'm here to weigh in on my personal thoughts about the story. And all of this is allegedly. So don't come for me, but if you choose to do so, just make sure you have your facts. So when I first heard about this story, it just seemed like it was not real. And I don't want to say that, it didn't exist or it wasn't happening, but I just felt like it was far-fetched. The idea of some abductors, luring someone by way of a toddler. It's just something I hadn't heard. Not to say that it couldn't happen, but I just had never heard of that before. So the next thing that seemed quite odd to me was that she reappeared 48 hours later. So, you do hear of some stories that, people fight off their abductors and they're miraculously found and stuff like that. So, that can happen. But then that was the next thing that screamed a little odd to me. The next thing that screamed odd to me was the parents' interview. So Carlee Russell's parents did an interview. I want to say it was yesterday or either the day before yesterday. And the news anchor was asking her questions and the mom said, "Oh, it's an ongoing investigation." Now, usually when, something like this happens, what is there a need to investigate, right? There is a need to investigate to try to retrace the steps to try to find an abductor. But the thing is, if you know something, usually people hold press conferences. They're telling you how this person looked, exactly what happened. So why do you need to wait for a police investigation to tell the public some of what happened? Especially if you were forthright and telling the public to please search for her. What is the secrecy behind this? The next thing I found odd was that based on the footage of when her car was slowing down and how dark it was and the fact that you can see her walk from around the back into the side and go forward into the woods, how would she have seen a toddler? From that time it was some feet. It looked like even maybe a quarter of a mile. How could she see that child if he was that forward and to her right? So that was the next thing that was a little confusing. Then the next thing was the fact that the food that she bought the food into the snacks into the woods with her. And then the call from the Red Roof Inn that she called her family saying that she was there. Then the way that she just reappeared on her parents' doorsteps. So this is part 2 to my Carlee Russell story. Part 1, you can go back and watch that. So basically, a lot of people have a lot of questions because there are a lot of holes in the story. And so the next thing that, I was thinking about was just the simple fact that there are thousands of African American women that go abducted all the time and people never look for them. It never makes the news. There are never huge searches for them, and these people never see their families members again, and the media never highlights it. So I just don't want this the one time where it was an African American young female who was possibly abducted, and the fact that it reached the ABC News, CNN, it was all throughout social media, it has celebrities, talking about it, people all throughout social media talking about it, everyone looking for her, for that one case to be what a lot of people are saying a hoax. Now, do we know what happened? No, it is still an ongoing investigation. A lot of people have drawn conclusions, including lawyers, including FBI agents, including supposedly people that were close to her, and, come up with their own, means. A lot of people are stating that they don't think she was abducted, that she went off on her own means and came back and did not know that it would have been such a big thing. We don't know. So we can't say what happened. We'll see what happens. Of course, we'll continue to watch out for, the investigation. But, it would just be a really big shame in the event that it was a hoax. And, it will just cast the eye on, cast a shadow on them actually looking for missing and abducted or trafficked African American young women and girls, because it is a big deal. It's a huge, epidemic in the community, and we still need people to be aware that danger still exists and these things are happening and out here, and not let this basically overshadow what's really going on in these streets. So good thing, just in closing, I'm glad that she was found. I'm glad that she's okay. Hopefully whatever is going on is figured out. If she is, some people say suffering from a mental illness, hopefully that'll be fixed. If she was abducted, hopefully they will catch the person. If there is a toddler out there, hopefully the toddler will be found. You all let me know what you all think, and we'll just continue to see how this case unfolds.